And we are live. It is Sunday, September the 26th. The time is 8:31 p.m. and I'm here in beautiful Midtown Toronto. And that was really weird. I started my stream and it took like 40 seconds for it to initiate. So I think only the last part of the countdown would have showed there. But it does say excellent connection, so I don't know what that was all about in terms of taking its sweet ass time to get started. I don't have it up on the big screen TV monitoring it because there's a little thing called Sunday Night Football going on right now. But hey, according to YouTube, it's an excellent connection, and I can verify that. We can do a little streamception. There it is. To YouTube, it's an excellent connection, and I can. Yeah, everything seems to be working. Vivian Johnson says, I like this new intro very much. Thank you, Vivian. Kathleen is here. Spees is here. The Real Man, Maroof. Jeanette Morales. Lisa D. Naughty Brown. Beluda. Fans, Buses Gaming. Tara. Janet. Alex. Luke. Big S. Harjot. Yaya. Susan. COVID Hippo. Chris Mills. And everyone else. Welcome to what'll probably not be the longest Sunday stream. Just going to say it right now. We're not going to do games tonight. We're going to take a pass on that. So we're just going to hang out maybe for an hour or so. And this stream is not brought to you by, but it'll definitely be influencing the stream. This Imperial Double IPA. It's a Ontario craft beer from the Otanabe River Brewery. I have never heard of this particular beer. Or how it was. This one that I bought from the I think I bought this one from the farmers market up in North York. Either way, it's 6%, so it's a little on the stronger side, but we'll make it work. Hello, T-Shots. Yeah, he had the transit guy for a nice Sunday dinner. $2 for a nice Sunday dinner. You know what? Yeah, I have something in my freezer that was on sale for $1.99. And that's what I had for lunch, so you're not far off. And for dinner, what did I have? I had a honey bunches of oats, I think, cereal, and my smoothie for breakfast. A pretty cheap-ass eating day, although last night I went out to one of my favorite places in the city. It was Don Izakaya on Dundas Street. Izakayas are fun. It's kind of tapas style, so if you go with some people, you can just kind of take bits and pieces. The bill really adds up if you're not careful, because you get these tiny little dishes that are all like $12 each, and it hits your table, and it's done in like 30 seconds, and then you order more and more and more, and then they have the frosty beer as well, which is really cool. I'm just glad that place is back open because it's a lot of fun, and it's not something that could have operated during most of the restrictions. So now you know what I did this weekend. I'm going to open up this beer. The Real Man says, okay, no problem. I can stay for most of the stream. Michael Nguyen's here. Naughty says, Johnny Cooks. Rolling with Ian bought some CBD gummies. Go for it. Jenny K says, what's this all about? Deborah's here. Deborah, you are back. Long time no see. Bevy says, frozen dinners. Kind of frozen dinners. Maybe I'll show you one later. Johnny, do you know a good place for Japanese dipping noodles? No, I don't. Susan? Sorry about that, but let's get the beer on the way. And I do have a little paparazzi photo to show you guys. Maybe once we get over 100 viewers, I'll pull that out to show you my fine paparazzi skills, although we're getting pretty close to that. It says 86 and 77. What the hell, YouTube? Why would it show me both? Just so you guys can see. It says concurrent viewers 89, concurrent viewers 77. Try to make sense of that. Yeah, there was a bit of a melee at the Eaton Center yesterday. Speaking of which, let's see what's going on in Toronto. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot planned for this stream. We're not going to play games. I'm debating going out and doing a late night bike ride. I recorded tomorrow's video today. That is this guy, so you can catch that premiering at 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's a walk around the annex, but it's more residential than walking down Bloor Street, which is what I always do. We get to, I explore Huron Street, Madison Avenue, Lowther Avenue again on the west side of Spadina, as well as Brunswick Street. So it's a little bit more residential heavy than it was. I was originally going to do a walk around the perimeter of the annex, so do Bathurst, DuPont and Davenport Avenue, and Bloor Street, but instead I haven't done anything residential in a while, and the annex has the coolest collection of older style residential homes, kind of like the ones in the backdrop of this picture. So I did kind of a mostly residential annex walk. So that is coming up tomorrow. Today I went somewhere I've never been before. Like, I had never even been there in my life, and it's a partial indoor, half outdoor walk. And then I did a transit video. So I've got 3 videos ready to go. And I also did the range test on the e-bike, on my Rise Fixie e-bike. I rode it till it died, and I recorded the whole thing. So I'm going to do 2 videos on the Stumbles channel next week. One will just be the results of the range test. It'll just be like 8 or 9 minutes, kind of a short one. And then I'll post the whole damn ride. I just recorded the whole thing, so for people that are interested in that, and I kind of narrated it, but I also shut up for long stretches, so those will be the primary content on this channel next week. So I'm kind of getting myself caught up, and the more I am caught up, then the more I'm likely to go out and live stream, because I didn't live stream on Saturday, and I didn't live stream today. I was going to do a bike stream tonight, but you know, we gotta have a life at some point. Cornish Coves, $10. Thank you, Cornish Coves, for the 10 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much. That's super appreciated. Like, it really is appreciated, because ad rates are not so good right now, and views are dipping, so thank you very much, Cornish Coves. I think it's just a combination of university students going back, and a lot more people are returning to the office. So kind of like YouTube in general is taking a hit. The shorts are going up, and like TikTok style videos are generally surging, but traditional YouTube videos seem to be taking a bit of a hit in terms of their views, but that's just a sign of the times. Less people have so much time on their hands to sit around and watch some guy walk around the city for 40 minutes a day. Can't get mad. It is what it is. Fans Buses Gaming says a wasp got stuck in his ear today. That sucks. You should have made that a video. Emma says the shorts are so stupid. Yeah, but they got to compete with TikTok somehow. I don't get it. I mean, but there's people that just sit there and they watch like 20-second video after 20-second video after 20-second video. I don't get it, but some people do. Good for them. But yeah, I think that's just kind of a sad reality of where we are right now. All right, and this happened. This was kind of scary, but I was riding and little doggy jumped in front of me. I don't know if you guys saw that. A very not sufficient sorry from that dog owner. I slowed it down here. If you look, I was unlikely to have hit the dog. It looks like the dog stopped. I mean, I did swerve out of the way, but it looks like the dog stopped to the right enough. Like, props to that dog. But middle finger, it's almost, I never blame the dog. Whenever a dog does something stupid, like it bites someone or it does something like this, you just blame, it's an animal. It doesn't know. You blame the owner, right? Why is the owner letting it in this position? The poor thing almost died because it's got a dumb owner, right? So, love the dog. The owner needs a good slap on the back of the head, and either a non-retractable leash or an actual leash, or yeah, just a proper leash. Emma says I could have swerved into a car or something. Yeah, I don't know. In that moment, you have no time to think, right? It's just like you just react however you react. So I would love to say, oh yeah, I would never swerve into an oncoming car, but you don't know. Like there's no way to practice or prepare for this. You just do it instinctually. But fortunately, the dog also had a good reaction. So when you have one person not paying attention and one lapse in judgment, or dog in this case, that's when shit happens and people die and really unfortunate things happen. But me and the dog were on the ball. The owner, not so much. Colette, 100% agree with you. All right. Sorry. That part gets me. I had to leave it in there when I slowed it down. All right, we're over 100 viewers.
The biggest Subaru ever.
Ezzy is scared of the wind half the time. So, yesterday, someone went out and they went streaming with their shiny new gimbal that somebody gave them for their birthday. And, well, let's see if I can... Where did I put it? Check out what a little birdie saw. Does that look familiar to you guys? Looks like a umbrella in one hand. Moza Mini MX, courtesy of yours truly, in the other hand. Good posture as always. That's one area that Ken excels at. He always has excellent posture, whereas me, because I'm holding the camera and I'm kind of looking over the viewfinder, I tend to like hunch over a little bit when I'm holding my camera. I've seen people send pictures to me doing that, so it is yeah, that's it is what it is. What is this here? Okay, I've got a random video on my screen. I don't want to play it in case it's something I shouldn't show you. Let me turn off my display here. And let's see, what is it? Oh, this is something I saw on an Instagram account. I saved the video, so I didn't make this video, but someone made it of me. So I will play this. Let's see here. Oop, I accidentally clicked the play in the thing.
Johnny Stripes.
Look at that speed demon. Such good form. So in case you wonder what I look like when I'm on my e-bike, there you go. Feet pedaling a storm. Sitting mostly upright and all super comfortable. That's why I love this e-bike. It's the most comfortable thing in the world. I'm like literally just sitting there on a cushion, and the thing has a suspension. You don't feel a bump in the road. The handlebars are way, way higher than I'm used to. Normally when I cycle, I like to be like a dive bomber, leaning pretty far over, but on this thing, it's just like, super comfortable. And you can see there's where I got my phone, or where I put my phone, so when you guys are chatting to me during the live stream, that's how I read it. And look. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. I got a helmet on that big old noggin. So there we go. I think you guys are completely caught up. So this will be tomorrow's video. The Real Man says, I don't think I saw that stream. That's okay, you didn't miss much. I'll probably do a cycling stream maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I know some people that stream that bought the iPhone 13 have been having problems with the iPhone 13. It's not very good for a lot of things. They lied. They said it's 120 hertz when it's like 90 hertz at best, and usually it's less than 60 hertz. The ProMotion does not work properly. The camera's kind of, I don't know, from a streaming point of view, the Pro at least is not a very good phone. So I'm going to keep the iPhone 12. Maybe they'll fix the 13 and make it not suck so bad for streaming, but we're going to keep it with the 12, at least for now. And yeah, what are we... Let's just play something here. Oh, I already premiered that one. I'll just play today's video. Why the hell not? Are there any bad neighborhoods in Toronto? Just New York. I've done all the neighborhoods in Toronto pretty much, I wouldn't say.
It is Friday, September 24th.
Oh no, I'm going to have to pay Ken a royalty. I said, hey people.
And the temperature's around 12 degrees Celsius.
Hey people.
And there's a look to the east along Bloor Street East.
Susan says, Action Kid. Yeah, he got the 13. But I think he went from the Pro down to the 13.
There's a look at that, the one Bloor East condo.
They definitely effed up the ProMotion on the 13.
One Bloor West, which will rise to over 1,000 feet tall.
A feature which us Android people have had for years now, by the way.
Over to Yonge Street.
Now Apple people think they have it, but they don't really. That's fun.
I think probably down to King Station.
Here's a cliche walk I did. I did this on Friday night. And I had that uploaded as today's video.
This here is the intersection of Bloor and Yonge.
And you guys are all caught up. I have nothing else to say. Should we end the stream? Should we leave it right now at 8:48? World's shortest Sunday Night Live. Like I said earlier, if you're here for games, we're not going to play games. I am working on a way to sort of verify people and send out invites. That way we don't get certain knuckleheads playing the games. And if we do, I'll be able to know who they are, and then we can expose who they are. There's a validation system that's going to be necessary.
This is the north end of downtown.
Lisa says, there are areas I wouldn't walk at night, typically the first 4-ish blocks east of Yonge Street, south of Wellesley. I would quantify that saying maybe north of King, south of Wellesley, and you should probably just push it all the way to Parliament Street if you're not going to feel comfortable. That whole area kind of has a similar kind of feel to it. And also, it's different for different people, right? Different people have different comfort levels.
It's rare to see
Justin says no more using the child Presto card. I've never used a child Presto card, but apparently a lot of drivers, they know when you do that, but they don't do anything about it. So, oh, which video was it? Was it one of my videos? I saw a guy just like basically waltz right into the subway station without pain. Was it this video? Was it the end of this video? Here, I'm just gonna skip ahead here. Yeah, it's this guy right here. Watch this guy. Watch him.
does not pay if he enters the subway.
Oh, did you hear what I said there? Listen.
I bet this guy does not pay if he enters the subway.
I bet this guy does not pay if he enters the subway. Oh, he gets rejected. And then he goes over here.
Is he gonna try here?
And then he just walks right in.
Of course.
I'm not judging people, but some things are pretty easy too. And the TTC just lets it happen. Why am I paying and other people aren't paying? Come on, TTC, get your shit together.
I think those guys.
But do they pay those? I don't know.
About how he
I
just
don't know,
walks
but
right in.
I mean, there's just people that just never pay when they enter every single time. And I saw that a mile away with that guy. I knew he wasn't going to pay.
Down the east side of Yonge Street.
Alex says fare evasion. Yes. Cornish says, Johnny, my son and wife recently got e-bikes. So your walks rides caught my attention as I didn't know much about those or e-scooters and the speed potential. Surprising you've only rode a mountain bike. Cornish, yeah, the speed can You got to be careful with that. But in Canada, at least, they're limited to 32 kilometers per hour, which is really... Even when I'm going as fast as possible on my e-bikes, a lot of cyclists still shoot right past me. So it's not that far. It's not that fast. Lisa's been followed in. Yeah, what I do, Lisa, when I feel somebody following me in and they don't have a card out, I'll kind of look over my shoulder, and if I see they're not holding a Presto card, they're not in a position to immediately tap anyways. So I'll go in, and then I'll pause, and I'll wait for the gates to shut. And then I'll look, and I'll watch them go try to follow someone else. So it's kind of a... As soon as you get in, just sort of stop. Yeah, it's stupidly annoying if people do that, if you're legitimately trying to follow them in. But you can kind of tell when people are trying to follow you, so that's my move. I mean, they're just going to go follow someone else in, but... Hey, at least I wasn't the person who led them in. I'm just reading your stuff. Is Scarborough City Center sketchy? I don't think so. I think it's just boring. It's like a suburb trying to be a big city. It's not sketchy at all. It's just... I don't know. Not very interesting in my opinion. It's basically a shopping mall. Johnny, can we check Reddit? Want to see what's up? Yeah, we could check Reddit. Yeah, yes, since I don't have a whole lot on tonight. Colette, I'm willing to bet you're dead on that. There's probably a correlation between people sneaking on the subway and the likeliness that they're less safe than other people. I mean, we shouldn't be judging people, but sometimes it's just so blatantly obvious that you need a rule. Everyone needs to pay it. It should be enforced, right? Lisa says you pick your battles. Yeah, I mean, that's also a big part of it too. Kartik says stock picks. No, I haven't looked at my my Quest Trade or Wealth Simple in a while. So yeah, he has wanted to check out Reddit. So we'll come back to this video. Let's see what's going on Reddit. New Indigenous cannabis store. Medicine Wheel. This store is operated by sovereign people on sovereign land. We are exercising our constitutional and inherent right. So I'm guessing this is not a licensed cannabis shop. Otherwise, they wouldn't need to put this statement in the window, because there is a licensing protocol they can follow. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't really see anything wrong with that personally, but I mean, people that are trying to legally operate a shop like that and can't get in would obviously find that a little unfair. Man, woman charged after anti-vax protest at Eaton. So this was crazy.
Anti-mask and anti-vaccine demonstration.
I mean,
On our screens right now,
this guy here assaulted a cop, right? And these poor security guards were getting assaulted. Like, I don't care what your opinions are on this, but you don't assault people. Like, that is just scummy. Especially those security guards who are making, like, probably a tenth of what the cops are making. So, yeah, that's pretty scummy behavior. Don't assault people. Have you walked Avenue south of St. Clair? Potentially ignorant question, of course, but you saw a really, really cool build. Didn't I just walk Avenue south of St. Clair? I thought I just did that. Johnny Strides. I thought I just did that. Let's see. Toronto, St. Clair West and Avenue Road walk. There we go. I knew it. I did walk south of St. Clair on Avenue Road. You can check out that video to see if that building you're interested is there. Maroof, if your tap-in is over 2 hours from the first time you tapped in, you do have to pay a second fare. If you think that it was caused by a delay in service or, like it was the TTC's fault, often the operator will let you in without tapping, especially if it's on a bus. Just explain, hey, but the rule is it's pretty black and white. If it's over 2 hours, you will be charged a second fare. That's just the way the TTC works. Really, the solution is for them to charge you based on total distance traveled from your last tap. But even then, it would still be a 2-hour window of expiry, right? So I think you're going to have to pay a second fare anyways. I agree, Ro. I agree. Richard, yes, there are employees that do get that perk. Toronto Police get that perk as well. There are more cannabis shops than LCBOs in Toronto. What if you added the LCBOs in beer stores? Drone shot taken at last week's protest against vaccine passport. Whoa. That is a buttload of people. Someone asked me why I don't film the protests that go on downtown. And one of the reasons is I'm not a news channel. I'm not a current events channel. I mean, there's a lot of things, good, bad, everything in between that go on in the city, events. And generally, if it doesn't make sense to put it into, a 30, 40-minute walking video, then I'm not going to cover it. So if I'm walking by and I see a protest, like there was a Black Lives Matter march last year, and I just happened to be at Trinity Bellwoods when it was starting. I was like, what is this? I pulled out my phone, I looked it up. So I thought, okay, this is cool. I'm here anyways, and they're going to be walking a pretty neat route. They're going to be going down Dundas Street. So I walked along with the protest for a little bit. I didn't plan on that. It just sort of happened. So if it just sort of happens while I'm there, yes, I'm not trying to make any political statements or judge people. So also, I don't want my comments to turn into a cesspool of people flinging poop at each other. So that's another reason. But I'm not, I know this is happening in the city, but a lot of things are happening in the city. That's not what my channel's about. I'm not a citizen journalist, right? I'm not going out there. Every time there's a ribbon cutting, every time something big opens, every time something like this happens, I'm not going out there and covering it just because it's not what I do. Maybe I would get a lot of views. I know there's another walking channel that always goes out and films this. Good for them. That's what he does. I think is it Toronto Walk and Drive? Toronto Walk and Drive. I think it's this channel, although he hasn't done that type of thing in a while, maybe. He is still going, but yeah, I'm not a news events channel. One time I saw one. Is it Toronto? I saw a protest at the Chinese consulate, and I made a video of it. Toronto, Hong Kong, Chinese strides. And look at this. You can't even search it. Google actually, what it was back when the whole thing was happening with Hong Kong and they still actually had freedom. I was doing a walk at St. George Station and there was a lot of people walking out and they all had signs on them and they were heading up to the Chinese consulate. So again, I Googled it and I just said, this is cool. I get to explore the area anyways. And I went up and I walked around and there was a big protest at the Chinese consulate. And I put it on YouTube. And you know what YouTube did? They demonetized it. I wasn't making a political statement. I was just like, this is happening. Okay. And I didn't even narrate my walks back then. So it was just me being quiet, walking past this protest. And then I walked around the block and went, through the annex. I went over to Spadina and down to the station. And YouTube demonetized it. And they made it so you couldn't search it or find it. Like, where the hell is it? Like, if you type any of Johnny Strides Hong Kong, I think it was... Where is that video, YouTube? Like, you can't find it, even though that is in the title. So that kind of really made me think, okay, this is the wrong... I don't know. It just made me shy away from that direction because it's pretty political, and it's pretty obvious that YouTube is pandering to certain interests, which is very unfortunate because, I mean, oh no, people have freedom. They're protesting in support of that. And I was like, this, to me, that was like, as a Canadian, like, this is something we should all be out there, like, whether you're, you know, no matter what side of the fence you're on, we should all be like, hey, here's a region that's losing its freedom and they're losing their human rights. And yet I put that on YouTube, and YouTube's like, no, you can't do that. And they demonetized the video, and they made it so you can't even find it. It's really hard to find. Like, why is it so hard to find? So that pissed me off. I was like, okay, so there's other shit at play here. And I started going down that rabbit hole, and I found out that other people that make videos on these topics lost their monetization. I could have made a video on the plight of, you know, people in Afghanistan, and it would have been fine. Why this topic, right? So it's not a conspiracy theory. It's clearly, I mean, I could get into shit on my channel now for even talking about this, but, you know, it's no secret that there's certain topics that that this happens. Oh yeah, so I went down this rabbit hole because I was talking about why I don't go out to cover protests or cover marches and events like that, just because I'm not a citizen journalist, right? I don't pretend to be. I pretend to be a tour guide. I don't pretend to, to be covering news events. If I'm there when it happens, great, but I got the hint, YouTube. Don't cover shit. Okay, thank you. I learned that one very early on. Liam says, I'm not surprised at all. Lisa, I'll have to look into that. Vivian, yep, that's a good thing. So yeah, I just walk around the city and look at shit and make smart ass comments, and that is yeah. And as Kartik says, so hard to be politically correct and try not to piss people off with my comments. But if I do, I do. Sorry, but not sorry. I don't know. It is what it is. It's a tough. It's tough to be online these days. I never knew what it was like. And it's actually tough to be... Anything you said in the 90s now could be pulled up, right? Or anything that's on record. Like, if you made a bad joke 20 years ago, you could be canceled today. Like, I don't know. I think the world's going to hell. But I'll just stick to walking around Toronto, and we'll be good. It's hard to avoid these topics, right? Toronto restaurant says it won't accept medical exceptions. Okay. I don't want to touch that one with a 10-foot pole, but it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a private business. They have the right to accept whatever patrons they want. As long as they're not discriminating on race, gender, sexuality, religion, any of the untouchables, they can set whatever rules they want, in my opinion. It's their business. So, hey, I wouldn't take issue with that personally, but I can see why some people might. This is the most political live stream I've ever had. Sorry, but I am simply obsessed with Toronto sunsets. Here's another one from... Here's a good topic. There we go. That's cool. That's the Aura building. That looks like we are looking south on Church Street, is it? Or are we looking north? What? Why? Yeah, I think we're looking north, actually. And I think this is a... I'm pretty sure we're looking north. No, we're looking south. This is Church. I don't know. You guys tell me. Why am my head's spinning? I can't make sense of it. Maybe I shouldn't have had a drink before I did the stream. Direction is hard to peg with that sunset. Yeah, normally the sunset would be to the east, right? But it looks like it's... But this would not be a major east to west street, right? This looks like it would be a north-south street. Hey, someone is drilling right now. Thank you for drilling at 9:07 p.m. on a Sunday night. Can you guys hear that? Green Bay 10, San Francisco 0. San Francisco's first game in... well, they don't play in San Francisco. They play in the Valley, but they were in Arizona due to local restrictions until now. Spotted at Eaton Center. Uh-oh. Okay, that is what it is. Stabbing at Young and Dundas. Stabbing. Young and Dundas Square. Reports of a male stabbed. Police responding. Unknown injuries. Use caution in the area. How about a description of the person who did the stabbing? Are we missing that? Does nobody have a description of the stabber so people can be on alert? Officers informed medics have transported the patient to a hospital. Well, hopefully they survive with nothing serious. One of, if not the worst area in downtown. Oh, it's not the worst. The worst is east along Dundas all the way to Parliament. That's what I said earlier, Michelle Ray. That's what I said earlier. What's this? Yeah, I can't go down a Twitter rabbit hole. I don't have Twitter for a reason. We're just going to back off of here. Your birthday surprise for Ken was so great, and the suspense when you were trying to catch up. New name, Johnny Spontaneous, but not reckless. Thank you, Cordish. Thank you, Cornish. Let's get GTFO Twitter. Ontario's rates are lower than expected. Due to... How do you know it's due to public health measures? People are getting their needles, which is good to see, in my opinion, and numbers are good. I was surprised, was it Argentina? They were doing a tango contest, or their big tango festival every year. And I was sitting there thinking, are they doing that well? How can they have this huge gathering of people doing the tango, nobody wearing masks? And look at this. If that's to be believed, good for you, Argentina. Because as far as I know, South America was basically on fire not long ago. So good job. Enjoy your tango. It looks like, in my not so informed opinion, it's more than safe for you to do so. An Ontario nursing shortage has been predicted for years. Now it's turned into a mega crisis. Well, Ontario healthcare and education has been chronically underfunded for a very long time. And yet, people keep voting certain people in. Well, not that the Wynne government was any good either. It's kind of everyone fucks up in Ontario. Welcome to a job you can't win. Our numbers are kind of plateauing at a lowish figure, which I guess is good because they've opened up capacity at the Sky Dome and Air Canada Centre. I think they've doubled it basically. So that's good. I know you guys are probably sick of these pics, but I love coming to Toronto every now and then. That's a pretty cool pic. That looks a lot like what I do in my my intro. Lost bird. Oh no. Oh, it's a parakeet. It's cute. What's the story? Lost bird. My Parrot. Oh, Parrot. Maybe that's a form of budgier, they call them. Flew away on the night of September 25th. Thank you for drilling at this hour. Of Warden and McNichol. It's a bit bigger now than what is shown in the picture. It's a rare yellow color. Guys, there's nothing worse than losing a pet. They're basically a family member. Well, they are a family member. There's the contact information, so that sucks. I hope they get their bird. We had a bird fly out once, and somebody saw it in their backyard, and they called like whoever, I forget the agency. And then my dad went and like, sure enough, our bird was like 10 kilometers away hopping around someone's backyard after like 10 days in the wild. It was a cockatiel. And my dad brought like a shoebox, and the bird saw him and flew right to him, landed on him. He put him in the shoebox and brought the bird home. Like you can, domestic birds can be found with a little effort. Maybe we were just super lucky. Now, what was weird was they had already purchased a new bird, my parents, and they already bought a new cage. So this bird comes home after like 10 days. I'm like, what the hell? There's another bird already here. You replaced me that quick. So that was that. So yeah, my heart bleeds for anyone that loses a pet. And birds, man, you give them the tiniest little opening and they're gone. And then once they're outside, they kind of panic and then they just scatter. I don't think they have the sense of direction that dogs and cats do, where they kind of know their way back home if they really want. I think birds just get freaked out and disappear, right? So hopefully they find the bird. That's a lot of information. Lost foster dog in Etobicoke. Do not chase yell. Oh no! Looking for a lost dog north of Etobicoke. Aww. That is a really thoughtful poster too. Scarlett and Lawrence in Etobicoke. Well, I hope they find their dog back. Text a pic. And I hate, like, whenever I watch a horror movie, I watched a movie last night called Crawl. Really, really effing terrible movie. But there was a dog, and basically they're stuck in a crawl space, and it was flooding, and there was crocodiles in there too because a hurricane was hitting. Which to me was weird, because if a hurricane hit and an area flooded, are crocodiles just going to hang out and look for people to kill, or are they going to be like also trying to figure out what's going on and get to safety? But no, these crocodiles decided to go terrorize a bunch of people because, you know, it's a dumb movie. And there was a dog, and I'd already seen a previous movie from this director where they had killed a dog. So the whole time I didn't give a shit what happened to like the main character or her dad that she was trying to save. I was just like, don't kill the dog. Don't kill the dog. That was the only thing I cared about the whole movie. And thankfully, they didn't kill the dog. So I guess that kind of made the movie not suck so bad. But I'm just like that. Whenever I watch a movie, we're just so desensitized to watching people get killed in movies. But when it's an animal, like, that gets to me. So that was that. Well, sorry to hear, Naughty. Crocodiles just move in and start eating stuff. Spee says I'm ruining the movie. It's a terrible low-budget movie on Netflix. Sorry, I ruined a terrible low-budget movie. So would you cry at Old Yeller? I saw Old Yeller as a kid. Johnny, your printer is out of control. Thomas found my Hong Kong video. It was called Toronto Stand with Hong Kong Protest Walk. See, Toronto, Hong Kong, Johnny Strides. Why wouldn't that... If I do Toronto... Anything. Toronto. Fairview Mall. Johnny Strides. Look. It comes up. Toronto, Hong Kong, Johnny Strides. It doesn't come up. Like YouTube, Stand with Hong Kong Protest. Find it, find it, find it. There it is. And look at this video. 676 views. Look at that. All my other videos, like even my old stuff, gets way more views than this. Like, tell me YouTube isn't putting this video under the rug. I mean, they demonetized it. They made it incredibly hard to search, and it got virtually no views. Just another video. Thank you, YouTube. And I wasn't even talking in this one. I literally just saw something kind of neat and filmed it. thank you for finding that video, but yeah, it is what it is. Thanks, YouTube. Please don't bury any more of my videos. New basketball courts just opened in Malton. Not sure why as winter begins, but still great courts. Wow, those look really nice. Good for this community. The more outdoor amenities, the better. Where are we? Light bulb, secret gardener rooms, and an old railway cut make for an interesting city. What is this? Oh, I know where that area is. Mornings at Harborfront. People storming the Eaton Center. After taking some time to reflect. Statement from... This is a controversial thing happening. This guy apparently had some improper allegations made against him. And I think if you're familiar with the story, good. If you're not, look into it if you want. I think it's probably a case of, in his mind, he was right, and in her mind, she's right. I don't know what to make of it, but he was elected, and now he's staying on despite overwhelming pressure to resign. But he's now an independent. Okay. Good luck to you, sir. It'll probably be your last ever time in office. Might as well milk that for whatever you can, right? Beautiful sky after in the rain. That is a beautiful sky. Look at that. Where's Lisa D? Lisa says, la la la, not a good topic. Yeah, I recognize that, but I started reading the headlines, so I just moved on. Look at that sky, Lisa, from a topic that you said was not good to possibly a 10 out of 10 topic, if I know you at all. There we go. No filter, just the city. Ooh. You've got the mega wide-angle lens on there. Look at that. Hey, flat earthers, tell me the world is not round. No, that's just a wide-angle lens. That's not enough of the horizon to actually see the curvature of the Earth. And you got to be careful, because if someone is using an iPhone or a smartphone, you could just be getting little lens flare orbs instead of actual stars. But I think those are stars. So what did they take this with? Cheers, John. And like you were saying a lot tonight, it is what it is. Thank you, the Ottawa Wanderer. Yeah, I'm not trying to rock the boat. There was just I just decided to read the topics on Reddit. And there's a lot of political stuff in here tonight. But thank you very much for the $5, the Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer, who has a channel. We haven't checked out other YouTube channels in a while. Oh, you went behind Parliament. Streamed a week ago. There you go. Lisa has a channel. Thank you for the $5. That seems to be taken on an SLR with a wide-angle lens, says Kartik. Lisa says, I see you still use old-style Reddit. I despise new Reddit. New Reddit is the worst thing to ever happen. Even on my phone, when I go to Reddit, let me see here. This is how I view Reddit on my phone. I don't use any apps. I don't use the mobile site. I use the desktop site. Screw new Reddit. It is evil. Old Reddit all the way. Just my opinion. If you download the photo, you can check out the metadata. Not always in. If they uploaded it to like Imgur or something, the metadata will all be wiped. Depends on what they uploaded it to. Fans Buses Gaming says, I'm growing fast on YouTube now. Fast Buses Gaming. Fans Buses Gaming. I had a moment there. Ro likes the dark mode option in the new Reddit. Yeah, but everything else is terrible. It's just like, it's so chunky. It delivers you so much less information. And there's so much more like ads and fake posts hidden in it. How did you get 1,500 views on ceiling fans in your Ross Citizens traditional... You have a video with 1,500 views and only 2 comments? That is peculiar. And only 10 likes? That's a very suspicious Fans Buses game. I'm not, like, is somebody botting your views? That's really weird, because if you get 1,500 views, you should have at least 50 likes. And probably, oh, someone's drilling again. Lisa says she still doesn't understand. But congrats to you, 3.32k subscribers. You are growing indeed. And are ads playing now?
Oh my god!
Are you monetized? I thought you were monetized. Rolling with Ian says his first Halloween haunt. How's Rolling with Ian doing? 203. Congrats. And you got 1,700 views on this one. That's a good job, Ian. First night of Halloween haunt. It's September and we're already doing the Halloween thing. Wow. And we have Ian Payton and created by Ian. So Ian has a channel where he rolls around the city and explores it. It's a neat channel. Alex says he's not monetized, but when he plays his own video, there are ads. Yes, YouTube inserts ads on everything now. That's a new policy. So even if you're not monetized, they're going to put ads on your video. So, womp womp. That's just... In fairness to them, they're providing you a server, they're providing storage, they're providing an audience and a platform and developing apps. I mean, I don't think people can complain if there's ads on it. Like, that's just, it is what it is. Bevy says she streamed last night. Bevy YHZ or Bevy YYZ? Are you going to rename your channel when you come to Toronto? Oh, you did stream last night. While you were streaming, Bevy, I was probably watching the most craptastic movie of all time, Crawl. Saturday is kind of like a night where I generally unplug. I don't look at my phone. I don't look at anything on the internet. And I just go out with friends and experience the bar, or I sit in front of my TV and I binge on shit. That's my night to do that. But Bevy streamed. Oh, did you go down to Active Arts TO on Lakeshore this morning? No, I didn't, Ro. Oh, I did not. I missed it. Oops. I meant to do that too, and some people had brought it up saying I should do that. And I forgot about it. But I did something. I made 2 videos today, so that was kind of cool, and we're doing this live stream. Chris Mill says I would love to see one of their data centers. Yeah, and probably everything they do is backed up to the umpteenth time, right? So I imagine just in pure hard drives, YouTube has a ton of stuff. Naughty Brown says, when's your birthday? Early November. Ian says he only uploaded the video and had a copyright claim in 5 minutes. If you think you're going to get a copyright claim, Ian, then just upload the audio. And then let YouTube scan the audio. It'll report the copyright claims, and then you can go back and you can edit the audio out of the videos. Just a little tip on that. What you can do, Fans Buses Gaming, if you're not getting people commenting, pin a comment and ask a question in the pinned comment, and apparently that will pick up some more engagement from people. The Real Man says YouTube is doing everything these days. Apparently they opened with a lion dance this morning at Lakeshore. Ah, I missed it. You know what, Susan? Sunday mornings not really happening for me. I just wake up whenever I wake up. I know the weekends are such a golden time to be out exploring the city because there's so many people. And I'm always conflicted because it's like, this is time for me just to enjoy my life. So, Walking Man Dude says, it's because you eat bad that I beat you in arm wrestling. The Walking Man Dude. Have we not... You haven't made a video in 3 weeks, you lazy POS. What are you doing, the Walking Man Dude? You arm wrestled me in Times Square. Then you arm wrestled Ken in the much better city of Toronto, where you went to Dundas Square, which is obviously not better than Times Square. And then you arm wrestled Ken. And now you haven't made a video in a while. What the hell, Walking Man Dude? Kartik says that pin comment thingy works well even on LinkedIn, apparently. Yeah, it's a little trick if you don't have good engagement. Michelle thought I won. I thought I won. I clearly beat the dude. I'm not going to play the video, but if you want to see it. Kartik says the two Michaels are home. Yay, 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 yeah. Who would have thought that... they didn't even pretend that this was like an honest circumstance, right? Like, they didn't even create a false trial where a judge decided to release them from the charges that they totally made up against them. They basically just admitted, yeah, these guys were hostages, and now we're releasing them. Like, F you, CCP. Like, I don't know. That's, like, good for them and good for their family. But the fact that the whole world isn't plotting some way to turn China into North Korea based on their government's actions is beyond me. It's ridiculous. Like, they were hostages and just pawns, and no citizen should ever be turned into that. So hopefully we grow a spine and do something about that. Sorry to be political, but yeah, the two Michaels are free. You know what? There's a really good video on Serpensa where this guy apparently knew one of the two Michaels. Yeah, it's kind of a bit extreme of a channel, but where is it? Canadian Michael Spavor is not a spy. So this guy knew Michael Spavor and had a pretty good history with him, and he was quiet the whole time because he didn't want to get in trouble with any media or risk his release. But this is a really cool video if you want to watch it. And yeah, these guys obviously did nothing wrong, but yeah, Susan says Canada shouldn't have... Well, Canada was legally obligated to under our extradition treaty. Like, that's nothing we have... Like, we are obligated to do that. So we did nothing wrong. They just made up a bunch of shit and falsified charges and created fake court trials to convict these people. So, yeah, they were absolute hostages. Anyways, enough about that. But congrats to the families of the two Michaels. I'm glad they're back. But yeah, this should be like much bigger news than it is. Just my opinion. Johnny, do you do driving videos in addition to walking content? Says Just New York. Yeah, I do, but only when I have a car, and I haven't done a driving... I haven't done a driving video in a while. Dad, yeah. Marco says one was convicted to death. Not only was he convicted to death, but he was just miraculously set free. Yeah. Like, this should be bigger news than it is, right? Like, fuck them. But welcome back, Michaels. The shitty thing is they spent 3 years in a prison where they couldn't sleep and were poorly fed, so their lives are probably not going to be as long as they would have been. People are scary always. Why did you quit your day job? There's a good question. Because I hated it. I've already talked about that enough. It was that particular company was not a good fit for me, and the fact that I was able to make YouTube work was kind of just a no-brainer. Did I think I would still be doing YouTube over a year later? No. But since it's actually kind of sustainable now, hey, here we are. Jumbo says, don't ever step foot onto China. Well, for me, unfortunately, I mean, beautiful country, beautiful history, beautiful people. I would love to go explore. So many big, awesome cities to explore. But it's just not going to happen now. So, my loss, I guess. The good news is, though, you can go to Taiwan where they have the best food in the world, probably. Incredible city in Taipei, incredible culture. The people there are just the most fantastically friendly people. Like, it is an amazing, amazing country to go to. So once COVID is all behind us, go to Taiwan, man. And, yeah, you can at least appreciate some of the culture. Anyways, this is this is very uncharacteristic for a stumble stream. I'm sorry, guys. We'll go back to me just getting high and drunk and playing stupid games next week. But I can't endorse going to Taiwan on a trip enough. It is an awesome, awesome place. Thailand is better food and people. I would never say a place is better people. Thailand does have amazing food, and it does have a better climate and better beaches and mountains and that sort of thing. But you could do both. Go to one, go to the other. Whenever I go to Thailand, I always transit through Taiwan, so you can do both. The visa process for mainland China was a real pain. You know what, Emma? When I lived in Korea, I wanted to go to mainland China, but I never had more than like 5 or 6 days off at a time. And I had to get a $200 visa and do an assload of paperwork just to go to mainland China. So as much as I was dying... Thank you for doing that at this hour. Very considerate of you, neighbor. Very considerate of you. Yeah, because of the $200 I had to pay as a Canadian to go to mainland China. That's why I went to Taiwan in the first place. And I basically fell in love when I went there. Oop, there goes a Lamborghini. And we see the same Lamborghini turn around soon, kind of racing a Mustang. And it says your counter gets more crowded every month. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Danito says, hi, everyone. All right, Vivian Johnson, thank you for hanging out. Sorry for the serious tone of tonight. Have a good night, and thank you for your support. Rose says, are you going to go upstairs and ask them politely to tone it down? Well, you know what? I think before 10 p.m., doing shit like this is fair game. I think that's at least how the noise bylaws operate. I just think it's... There goes the Mustang. And I just think it's inconsiderate as hell that they're doing it, but since if I were complaining, I'm actually in the wrong to complain, I'll just bite my lip and bitch to you guys about it. But yeah, at 10:01 p.m., there should be some complaints lodged. And trust me, in my building, I don't have to worry about that. There'll be 100 people making complaints. So it's kind of, that's just the way it is. Michelle says, holy heck, it's going on to 10 p.m. Why is your neighbor drilling? Yeah, I don't know. Beluda, I'm not going to answer that. But in general, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We have a negative birth rate in Canada. And we have a lot of fields where we lack the sufficient expertise to excel. So, in general, it's a very good thing. Our whole country is built on that. So I guess I said I was going to answer it, and then I did answer it. The Ottawa Wanderer says, I thought it was 11 p.m. I think it's 10 p.m. here. Just New York. I have no opinion on that area. I've actually only ever filmed one video there. That is a Craftmatic bed adjuster upstairs. Enjoy. And they're just going up and down all night, Richard. Oh, remember the Craftmatic on those commercials? And there was a that I've fallen and I can't get up thing. And the clapper and the chia pet. And there was a TV show called Fight Back with David Horowitz. Those were the old days. Is you're building a new building with thin floors, Ian? No, it's a drill. You'll hear a drill through any building. That's just a noise that will resonate. I have concrete walls. Like, I don't hear anything from my neighbors. They don't hear from me. The only noises that get in and out are through the door. But a drill, you're always going to hear a drill in any building if it's a floor or two away. George Kemp thought I moved to the waterfront. I'm just reading messages. Beluda, that's a stupid question. So thank you for getting rid of that, Bevy. Maybe it's a fire drill. Maybe. I once, I don't know, I had a friend move into this building and they had to put in drapes to cover their window. And the only time the contractor could come with the concrete drill was at like 9 a.m. and it was like a Saturday morning. And that was like the loudest drilling I've ever heard in my life. And I felt like an asshole for arranging it. But at the end of the day, we weren't doing anything wrong. So it goes. And it didn't take very long. But yeah, when you're the one making the noise, it's always a difficult position. Mark Lang says, hello. Hello, Mark. From down under. Richard says it's a bio toilet. Bevy says, have they started on your balcony? They have sealed my balcony off, so I can no longer open my balcony door. I have no access to fresh air in my apartment. It has been sealed shut. And I've got 3 bikes, 1 regular bike, 2 e-bikes, and an e-scooter, and some balcony furniture chilling in my apartment. So my apartment is quite the shithole right now. I can't wait to get all this stuff out and then I can do a proper cleaning. It's just going to snowball and I'm going to get messier and messier and more unorganized just because even when I clean it, it's still going to be a jumble of shit. So it'll be kind of a defeating purpose. Bevy, that's a good question. I think they're stupid, Justin, to answer your question. I think they make no sense. I had sea heating put in a flat and they didn't fix the water, so I flooded my neighbor. Ooh. Are you selling any of your bikes, Suzanne? So I might get rid of the Rise e-bike, the single-speed e-bike. I can't imagine... If I need a normal bike and I just want to go out and lock it up, or if I'm going to a friend's house and they live on like a 3rd floor walk up, I might just use my single speed because it's so light. And if it's anything else, I'll use the Move-In e-bike just because it's way more comfortable. So yeah, I think that bike might be the odd man out. So yeah, I just paid $1,800 for it and I'm thinking I'm going to sell it. And I'll probably sell it for like $900, $1,000. And it's only got 300 kilometers on it or so, so... Oh, well, Bevy, oops, my bad. Bevy, you can't read my mind. Don't say you're bad. You do a great job. Thank you very much. I just read the comment. I was reading it, and then it flipped to delete it. There's always a gray area with these things, right? Could you get away with taking a folded Move-In e-bike onto the bus? I wouldn't fold it, Ro. I would just take it on as a bus. I think the correct move would be to take it on through the side door. Speaking of which, mini rant, why the hell do people exit the bus from the front door? The front door clearly says, there's a sign there that tells you to exit from the middle door. So if you know you're getting off, here's a rant. Go to the middle door and get off at the middle door so people can get on from the front door. It makes the bus sit there longer because the bus now has to sit there and wait for all these people to get out of the front door and then let the people come on the front door. Whereas if the people getting off just went to the middle door where they're supposed to get off, then the people could come in from the front door right away, and the bus probably would catch the light cycle. It wouldn't sit there as long. It just, like, there's a friggin' sign right there saying don't get off at the front door. So what is up with that? Why do people get out of the bus at the front? And then you're getting off and you're brushing by people that are trying to get on. It's one of my pet peeves, and I don't know why the TTC doesn't do anything about it. Yeah, Bevy, that makes sense because they're sitting near the front of the bus. But, like, people literally get out of the back of the bus and go walk to the front to get out of the front door. Like, I don't know. What's up with that? Please don't exit the bus from the front door. I know we're not going to solve the world's problems on this live stream, but that is really annoying that people do that. Devin loves the rants. It's nice to hear it from someone other than me. Yeah, I don't know. Am I crazy? Like, what the hell? The bus is sitting there longer because people are unloading and loading from the same door.
Although I guess with universities back open to in-class learning, there'll be more students out on that. Like,
Maruf, yeah, it can be different if you have a stroller or something, but if the aisle is clear and you can get out of the middle of the bus, that's where you should be getting out. That's just the way it is. Bevy says this is a great stream because I'm flirting with breaking a lot of my own rules. People in Toronto getting off at the front doors because they're from Nova Scotia. We have an endless supply. Danito works in IT. People don't read. I can believe that. Jumbo TV says grandpa. That's not a grandpa rant. Hey, look at this art installation. I actually took a picture of that and I didn't put it on Insta for some reason. Where's my picture of that? Where is it? I took it a few days ago. I took this for Insta and I never put it on Insta. Oops. Maybe I'll put it on. Lisa says, where is that? That is at College Park. It's kind of cool. I took a bit of a boring picture of it. I'm actually going to be back there tomorrow. All right. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute. No, I'm not changing a light bulb, but enjoy this video in a minute, or in the minute that I'm gone. Oop, I meant to turn off the camera.
speeds on the block. It's a big patio area. There's a Young Street Institution, Zanzibar.
Don't worry, guys. I'm here. I'm just creeping your chats.
This place always seems to be lined up. The Young Street Warehouse. They've got a number of locations around the city.
Yeah, here's Johnny. Thank you, Bevy. Rudeness
Student Learning Center.
is not a very good trait to have,
Once again,
and
featuring
spamming is definitely a rule violation. Thank you for laying down the law.
absent for quite a while.
Johnny Stalker joins the chat. I'm here. Novell Cost misses all the spiciest comments because they get deleted too quick. That's because our mods are the quickest draw in the West. When are you going to do a walking video on the East Danforth? I don't know. Maybe I'll go back soon. I haven't been to the East Danforth in a while, so... The last time I did a walk there, it didn't get too many views, so... I don't know, but we'll probably go back there soon. Good night, fans, buses, gaming. Lisa says, don't be a rude dude. Don't be a rude anything. Rudeness doesn't... Unless it's only okay to be rude when someone has deservedly put... And even then, take the higher ground. I'm often too little of a person to take the higher ground, but... Miriam says, where's Johnny? I'm right frickin' here. I have school tomorrow, so good night. Yes, this is not the best time to do a stream like this. Especially now that people are actually going back to work.
I was like, okay, that's your choice. You're in public. You want me to cam. We ended up talking it over and he turned out to be a pretty
Just
nice
New York
guy.
says, did you enjoy New York City? Immensely. Immensely. New York, I will maintain, is the second best city in North America. And the best one in the USA. Alex gets you around, says no snowflakes. Yeah, that's a subjective term, though. Right? If you agree with them, they wouldn't be one, so... I don't like using that word just because... Sometimes I find I align with some people like that. It is what it is.
Dayton Center.
Fans Buses Gaming says bye to everyone that said goodnight in the chat. And we're at Dundas Square. Lisa's heading to Montreal on Friday. I bet that Lisa will spend some time walking around the plateau with a mirrorless or SLR camera. One of the two. With a big honking lens. Do you also carry a tripod? Sometimes you see the people carrying a tripod and you're like, you're hardcore. And do you do the camera on a strap around the neck? Do you put it in a bag or do you have it... was it Camera Conspiracies had this cool thing where you clip the camera to like a backpack strap. And that way you don't like feel the weight on your neck. That seemed kind of cool. Marco Reyes says a huge portion of his family is in New York City. Awesome. Hyper Phenomenal says hi.
Just gonna grab a picture here.
Rowan Mathian says New York City is an awesome place for an extended visit. Yeah, if you only have a weekend or 3 or 4 days, there's a ton of cities that are awesome. If you have more than that, pretty much just New York City is the right city to visit. Toronto too, but to a far lesser extent. New York just has endless exploring to do, which is cool. Like you could literally...
Common place to find
That guy's
markers
happy.
like this. Oh, there used to be
Strap either in just your hand or crossbody if you're biking. Mirrorless Sony, which you kind of hate, but it does all right. Not a Nikon or Olympus or Pentax or Canon. You went with Sony? I think Sony's probably the most respected overall camera maker.
I'm guessing they figured since it's
Place says we'll meet at Dundas.
it's staying open.
Damn, look at that physique. Yeah, he is heading to the Middle East during winter. Take advantage of the weather over there. You will hopefully you will not be missing cold ass Canada when you're over there. I've never been to the Middle East, and I think that's kind of the cradle of civilization is over there, right? I think there's a lot of really awesome stuff, and a lot of historical figures come from the Middle East that have kind of been whitewashed in history. So I think
recording
I would love to go to maybe Jordan and see a lot of the... What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Petra. I think Petra would be really cool to visit. Jeanette, for your AM coffee tomorrow. Good night, Johnny and friends. Thank you, Jeanette, for the $7. That's going to be a hell of a coffee I have tomorrow. Thank you very much, Jeanette, and have a good night down in Houstonia. What was the video I just watched? It's by Adam something. He did a video on...
Ancient statues are one of the most awe-inspiring symbols of early...
It's called The Great White Lie, and no, it's not really a racist thing, but it kind of ties into it. His thing was a lot of these buildings we see from like the Roman Empire and the ancient world are white statues, and we have buildings with, like in the US, they try to emulate that in a lot of the Capitol buildings. They've got these big grand pillars. They're, you know, they conjure up feelings of like those I'm trying to think of a name, but I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but those great ancient Greek buildings. But the reality was they were all colorful. They weren't white. These statues were not white. They were colored. Like this outfit would have been like dazzling in color, right? And not all these people were white. A lot of them, you know, had a much darker shade of skin. But because the paints they used didn't last in time, they got weathered by the time, you know, and we had no way of recording them with color back then other than like paintings on a cave. So we are incorrectly remembering ancient Greek as this pristine white society in terms of their built structure, when really, I mean, racially it was very mixed, and color-wise it was very mixed. They had color all over the place. And I mean, this is a bit of a sensationalist title. I think he's probably just going for clicks with that, but it's really fascinating that I didn't know. And I went, you know, I had a high school teacher who had a PhD, and she called herself Dr. Clark. And she was all about this type of history. And not once did this topic ever come up. But there's a point in the video where he shows what they were like. Like here, this shows what a lot of those ancient statues and like all their buildings, everything was like colorful. But we don't remember it that way. I don't know, but a lot of our modern architecture that is inspired by the ancient Greek world is just plain white buildings. And that is not the case. They would have painted the hell out of that stuff. They would have made it all shades of the rainbow. That's just the way their culture was. So it's kind of interesting how the reality was very different from how we remember it. So that was kind of the point of the video. And then he made some leaps, like how we associated the fact that there was this pristine white culture as that color being related to being pure, and then he made some jumps racially, which I won't touch that topic. There's probably some truth in there. But the reality is it was a very, very colorful society. But our history books remember it as just everything is white statues, white buildings, white people. And that was not true. It was a very, very colorful society. So there we go. And that kind of ties into what I was just saying about how like the Middle East was the cradle of civilization. So there you go. This video is kind of interesting. I like watching the videos on his channel. Dubai is a parody of the 21st century. That was a really interesting video. And I've always had questions about Dubai. So yeah, I'm not trying to stoke any fires here, but hey, I like watching this channel. He's a super opinionated guy, though. You're not gonna, like, I think he's a bit extreme, but it's very entertaining stuff, and I enjoy seeing stuff that I never thought of before. And now, like, when I picture, like, the Roman Colosseum in my mind, I'll be like, yo, what colors was that? That was all, you know, that's not the way we depict it in reality. So that's cool. But obviously, I mean, that's weird. This video is not doing as well as his other videos. It's only 3 days old. It'll pick up. But I've watched a lot of his stuff. And this one was hilarious. The Vegas loop, just as stupid as you think. This, I think, was his best video. Because I always thought the loop in Vegas was just the stupidest thing that anyone has ever dreamt of. And the fact that they built it. And his video just nailed it. So from like a urban geek point of view, this video should be mandatory viewing just because it's hilarious. It's about an underground transport system where everyone rides in a Tesla. Tell me this isn't just a marketing tool for Tesla. But no, they're pitching it as an actual sustainable transportation system. It is just the stupidest load of crap. It's kind of funny. And they built the taxpayers into subsidizing this stupid underground loop with electric cars. Not even a train, electric cars. Yeah, Vegas itself is excess. It's very fitting for Vegas. It's very fitting for Vegas. Robert O says Adam Something is quite an interesting channel. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the important thing with channels like that is you just take an open mind and take it with a grain of salt and see the entertainment value in it. And if you think there's some truth to it, go down that rabbit hole and do some research. But I don't know. I just like having food for thought. And his channel provides an endless amount of that. And I will never see ancient Rome the same again because I saw that video on his channel. Lisa made a stupid agreement with herself. How are you getting to Ottawa? Can you edit on your laptop? Do it on the Via train? The Real Man says, yeah, this guy's vids are interesting. They are. All right, yeah, I will have to... In Jordan, yeah. I would love to go to Petra. Susan says, are those Teslas driverless? I don't believe they are. Novell Cost says, Elon did a good job by mainstreaming the electric car. Yeah. And battery technology. I think pushing battery technology will actually end up being his greatest contribution. And sending super rich people to space. Because that's really useful for advancing society. Hyperphenomenal says, why are there no bikes in Toronto? There are bikes everywhere in Toronto. I have 4 of them. Lisa doesn't want to bring the laptop. Camera is enough. Bevy says, Rome is beautiful. You were there in 92. How would you feel if they restored it in all its colorful glory? The Roman aqueducts, painted like the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I don't know. Would they have painted the aqueducts? Probably even that would have been more functional. Kartik was at Hendrix on Friday. I almost went to Hendrix last night. I was walking by it. I was with a friend. And then I was like, let's go to Three Brewers. And then I'm like, Three Brewers is kind of boring. So then we went to Don Izakaya, and it was awesome. Novell says Johnny has over 30% of Toronto's bike supply. Yeah, Ro. Elon is kind of the insane genius. He's also... I don't know. I have some opinions on him that I don't think very highly of him. But, I mean, he's also done a lot of good at the same time, so. Buffalo is an okay city, not great. I think Buffalo has phenomenal architecture. It's really cleaned itself up. If you remember Buffalo of the 90s, it is not that same city anymore. They have some really awesome neighborhoods downtown. They also have a booming like tech medical industry. There's a lot of young people migrating to Buffalo because it's affordable and there's a lot of good paying jobs there. So I think it's kind of a city on the rise. Lisa says Three Brewers, really? I used to go to the Three Brewers on Adelaide all the time with coworkers. It was like a weekly event because we worked at First Canadian Place and it was right across the street. It was there or Croc Rock. So forgive me for wanting to go back somewhere I used to go. Michelle Briggs has to go to bed. You're yawning too much. Oh, I am putting you to sleep. Sorry, Michelle. But have a good night. Susan says, can we get a rant on Elon? No. we can't. I'll do a rant on Steve Jobs and what a total dick he was before I do a rant on Elon. At least Elon is still here doing some good. Not an insult to Steve Jobs for dying, but he was a total asshole, in my opinion. Elon's crazy, but not as crazy as John McAfee. You mean the guy who had a crypto of the day that would always, I don't know, every day he would pimp some crypto from a company that paid him off just so he could get rich? George, I actually looked it up. There's plenty of evidence that they did paint their statues in their buildings. Lisa says the Adelaide one was okay. So it's more about being a snob about the Yonge Street version, which is right around the corner from your favorite place in the world. Rowan with Ian says Buffalo has a joke of an LRT. See, I disagree. I think it's cool that Buffalo has an LRT. It's nice to see American cities, a lot of medium-sized American cities, reinvesting in transit, something that they got away from after basically World War II when car-based suburbia destroyed their entire country. That I think it's a good trend to see LRTs going in all over America. Like, there's trams and there's bike lanes going in and there's livable infrastructure going in. So I actually tip my hat to Buffalo for doing that. I think it's cool. Yeah, it's not as big and useful as it should be, but it's a start. Neither is Ottawa's, right? Ottawa's LRT is kind of a joke, but they have it and they're going to be expanding it and building it out. So I think it's a good thing. More transit is good no matter where it is. They should get some graffiti artists. Some of them are quite good to redo the buildings and the statues. Maybe. You've been accused of being a snob based on facial expressions alone. So, I mean, fair. Yeah, but you're also being true to yourself, right? You can't hide who you are. The best... What's that show on Netflix? I've been watching it. I don't want to get the name wrong because I might offend someone if I get the name wrong. Netflix. It's a... I'm going in there. Continue watching. It's called Love on the Spectrum. And there's a character named Michael who has the greatest facial expressions ever. He is on the spectrum, but he is so honest with every facial expression. His reactions to every situation, like you can see right into his mind exactly what he is thinking. Like he doesn't have that social cue to hold back when most people would hold back. I guess that's just part of how he is, but it's I really like the show. I think it's kind of a fascinating watch, but that character, that guy has the best facial expressions I've ever seen because he doesn't know how to, or he's not aware that he's so openly transparent with how he appears. So yeah, Lisa says you cannot lie with your face. It's not possible. Neither can Michael. He's an awesome guy. I would love to meet that guy. I think he's super intelligent. But yeah, Squid Game. Squid Game is a lot like... There's another show based in Tokyo that I have not watched enough of. But yeah, I need to watch Squid Game. Estelle. Yeah, I don't know. It's a touchy subject, but that show Love on the Spectrum, I mean, you genuinely feel really, really good when these people find happiness. Like, it's not junk reality, I think. I think it's a cool show. Rowan with Ian says, is he an actor? No, he's just a dude living his life trying to find love. And in season 2, so far, at least based on the episode I'm on, he has found love. So I think that's cool. Alice in Wonderland. Joe, that is it. I think Squid Game is a lot like Alice in Wonderland based on the previews. I'm like 4 episodes into Alice in Wonderland. I started watching it and I just haven't carried on with it. Erosion 13 on the iPhone has a special feature, a direct line to Elon Musk. Estelle, have a good night and take care. We're at 154 viewers. I was only planning on tonight's stream being about an hour or so. Yeah, Yahia just says, Johnny, it's 10:06. You know what? I had an idea that I was going to go out and do a night bike ride tonight just to get some more content in. But tomorrow being Monday and I don't have anything going on tomorrow, I think I'll do a night ride throughout the city tomorrow and I'll record that. And that'll show up probably Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday on the channel. So I think that'll be what I do tomorrow. I also have a meeting with a media outlet in the afternoon. So that'll be fun. And I'll get my range test video edited and uploaded, and that should be Tuesday on this channel. All right, George, fair enough. I'm just basing that on what I researched in Adam Something's video. Monday motivation media fun. Yeah, I have a meeting at 3 p.m. So I'm basically going to be out. What kind of range do you get with the throttle only on the moving e-bike? Ro, I don't know. But I have decided I'm only going to use it on speed level 4. When I used it on 5, people don't seem to like it as much because it goes too fast. And it does seem to chew through the battery. On 4, it's limited to like 24 kilometers per hour. So it makes for better videos. And I did that ride all the way downtown, around downtown. I went to Young and Bloor, I started my ride, I went around, and I came back home, and I was still over 50%. So I think the range is pretty ridiculous on that bike. Hey, didn't you have a photo shoot? That might be part of tomorrow at 3 p.m., Lisa. That might be part of tomorrow at 3 p.m. All right, Josh, good luck at work tomorrow. Good night, Susan. Susan is checking out and going to bed. Yeah, he says, what media outlet is it? It is a media outlet. You'll find out. I'll let everyone know once it's up. According to the ContraPoints video, when they also mentioned the monuments painting, they frequently found paint residue traces. Nouvelle costs. There we go. Yeah, I know there was definitely evidence that they were painted.
That's super overpriced, but whatever.
But I think maybe we're going to end the video on a high note while I still have energy and I can still go. Maybe I'm going to go watch Squid Game because it looks like Green Bay is going to beat San Francisco. How are the Yankees doing? I mean, right now it doesn't matter. Whichever team loses, they just have to keep losing because the Jays are going to be like 2 games back. There we go. Yankees 4, Red Sox 3. The Jays are 1.5 back. And we're about to just be 1 back based on whichever one loses. Lisa says, thank goodness you're sleepy. Yeah, I think... I mean, I said this is going to be a games-free night. I am working on a way to keep the trolls out of the games just because they ruin it for everyone. It's sad to think that there's someone who has no life. They wait all the way to the end of a stream and they get in on a game. And they say a bunch of offensive shit. So it's like, sucks to be you, whoever you are. You're probably there right now. And like, come on, play the games. I want to do that thing where I'm an idiot and no one likes me. Okay. Good night, Jim Martin. Thank you, Rolling with Ian. Good night. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to our mod, Bevy. I didn't see Action BJ or any of the other mods tonight, but thank you, Bevy, for modding. We'll see you in Toronto in about a month, I think. Thank you to everyone for hanging out. Thank you for the super chats. If you want to continue chatting, you can connect back with the community tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We have no chatters in here. Sign into chats. 2 comments already. How do I have 2 comments on a video that hasn't been posted? But this will be the video tomorrow morning, Saturday. Walk around the Annex neighborhood in Toronto. I couldn't think of a better title, so that's the title we went with. There's a picture of I don't know. I made another thumbnail for this video. Where is it? Annex thumbnail. This was the original thumbnail I made. I had a picture of one of those fraternity style buildings. This is called an annex style house, by the way. You see the archway. There's usually like a large exaggerated attic, sometimes like a castle like feature, but and there's this type of brick and stone is very specific to the annex. I think this is the only place on planet Earth where you find this kind of house actually. And then I had a picture of Bloor, but I decided to go with just the good old Madison in the background. Lisa likes the house one. So, and since this walk is more through this kind of areas, because someone told me I should go to the west side, and my original walk was way out on the west side, but rain was pending, and I was already held up because there was a stupid shuttle bus on Yonge Street, so I was running late. I just decided to pull this walk out of my ass and do it at the last second instead. So sorry if it's not west enough, but it's still a west side walk. Anyways, thank you, everyone. Good luck on your cab ride with a driver who has no ID in the back of the car. That sounds kind of creepy, Lisa. Maybe ask the guy where your ID is. I mean, anywho, good luck with that. Thank you to everyone. We'll be hanging out tomorrow on the premiere. I don't know if I'm going to live stream tomorrow. Hey, Clayton says, hey, Johnny. There we go. We've got a chat. Clayton Crawford. Hello, Clayton. Clayton Crawford is reaching out to us from the Johnny Strides premiere to the Johnny Strides or Johnny Stumbles live stream. Zach McNally says hi. I can't even say anything because I'm not logged in this browser. Richard says, hope it is sunny. What is the weather tomorrow? I'll search that up later because I have a meeting tomorrow at 3, and then tomorrow night I'm planning on doing a late night bike ride. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Come and hang out with people on the premiere tomorrow. If you can think of a better title than this, let me know. Naughty Brown is here. Hi, Johnny. Hello, Naughty Brown. All the way over in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to find the button where I can end the stream because I'm in one of those moods where I could just talk everybody's freaking ear off. So, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Go over to Johnny Strides. Subscribe there. 59,000. We hit 59,000. I said I wasn't going to celebrate milestones, so we're not. But yes, earlier today I hit 59,000. So 60 is coming. The big 6-0. Then I guess the next milestone would be 75 and then 100. It's just the way numbers work. Ain't nobody caring about 70 or 80 or 85 or 90 or 95. Or 60 for that matter. Yeah, we'll just stick. 75 will be the next milestone, then 100. All right, guys. Have a good night. Yoink, as I awkwardly hit the button to end it.